Ingredients that I'm going to need for my Southern style banana pudding is a nice Dutch pot. It's about 5 quarts, a whisk, a nice bunch of bananas. I have about 6 age separated Nilla wafers. You got to have Nilla wafer. Don't get the off-brand. You want the good flavoring. I'm going to add some cornstarch, about 4.5 cups of milk, about 1.25 cups of sugar, and probably about 2 tablespoons of salt. Let's put all that together. I start out by assembling all my dry ingredients first. So of course we're going to start with our sugar. And of course I don't like my banana pudding really sweet, so about 1.5 cups at the max. I'm going to put in about 2 tablespoons of flour. We're going to whisk that around. And I also want to add a little bit of cornstarch at this time. This is going to ensure a nice consistency and the thickness with my banana pudding. I like it not dry, but I want it to hold up. So we're going to add about 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. That's all my dry ingredients now. Well incorporated. We're going to cut on the stove, and let's cut it on about medium low. You don't want to cook this too fast. You want to give it time enough, and I'm going to put the whole 4.5 cups of whole milk, and we're going to stir to ensure that the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients are incorporated. No lumps, no clumps. And we're going to set this aside. And I'm going to let it slowly come to the boil. Periodically, you want to make sure that it's not sticking to the bottom. And the whisk is always going to make sure you have no lumps in your banana pudding. So let's give that a couple of minutes, and then we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. Now let's assemble our bed of banana and pudding. And of course, they don't make Nilla wafers like they used to. So instead of using 2 boxes, you may need 3. And then about half the box. And we're going to fill the bottom of the pan. Now you don't want to be cheap with any of your ingredients. And of course I got a little greedy right off the bat. And we're going to layer these guys. The next course is going to be bananas. Bananas are different sizes, so I can't tell you how many you're going to need. Everything is just done by the size of the bananas and the size of the pan. Now these bananas are ripe, but not overripe. They're still firm. And I don't make my banana pudding unless I'm ready to eat it within the next 24 hours. I don't want my bananas to break down, separate, and have that yucky quality to it. So we're just going to layer this. And I'm going to attempt for 3 layers of wafers and bananas. And of course, if you're in a position to recycle, please recycle your banana peels in your cardboard box. If you have a composter, everything can go in the composter, and just the plastic you want to recycle. Okay, so this is 1 layer. Going for the 2nd layer. Spread these out nice and even. More bananas. Portion of the banana is damaged. He gets cut off. A little bit more. All right, that's better. Another damaged piece. Okay, it's damaged. And whatever container you have to remember that once you add the liquid, this is going to rise just a little bit. So I guess I won't do 3 layers. I'll do 2 nice, healthy layers. So that was probably about 10 to 15 bananas. And I'm gonna add another layer of wafers. And remember, this is a homemade dish, so don't be cheap with the wafers. Only Nilla wafers, to me, has true vanilla flavor in it. It's a nice cookie. And of course, some people prefer the chess cookies, but gotta make it like Mama make it. All right, so we're gonna set this aside and we're going to go ahead and work on the filling. Okay, so this has been going on for about maybe 7 to 10 minutes. And you can see that it's thickening up. I want it just a little bit thicker. I don't like my sauce to be dry. This is done by eye. When I add the eggs to it, then it's going to thicken it up a little bit more. I still have it on the aisle, but the aisle is off. So there's no additional heat to it. We're going to add 1 egg at a time. And it's going to give it that nice creamy yellow look. Not the yellow like from the box cakes. This should be a light yellow. So we're going to add 1 egg. Incorporate. The whisk comes in very handy with this one. There's no lumps, no streaks, no separation. It's going to be 6 eggs total. Remember, my banana and wafers are already waiting for me. Beautiful. And you don't want it too stiff because then it doesn't flow and coat and give you that nice consistency. And last one. So that's perfect. And if you can see in the pan how it makes these little waves with the whisk, that's just right. So now we're going to add it to the pudding. Okay, so we're transferring the pudding from the stove, nice and warm, and we're going to coat it nice and slow. I make sure I get the outer perimeter, give it a chance to soak down to those bottom layers. Perfect, just enough. Take our spatula, because this is my favorite part of the banana pudding. Okay, so I want to make sure there's no air bubbles. Everything's coated, and I don't ever want to overfill my pan. So I have a couple of areas that did not get well coated. This corner. We're gonna make sure all this goodness is just soaked up really good. I really don't like a meringue topping on my banana pudding, so I just get some wafers and I crush them. One step I forgot to show you, I didn't film, was that I added about a tablespoon of a pure vanilla extract to this mixture while it was cooking. We're gonna let it cool down. I'll put it in the fridge, cover it up with wrap. This is not edible right now. Banana pudding is not served warm. You need time for everything to incorporate, the flavors to soak through, all the wafers to get its goodness soaked up in it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, banana pudding.